Welcome to Not in My Ballarat, a collaboration between community groups and snapsendsolve. This instance is for reporting harassment, discrimination and vilification in the City of Ballarat local government area. Before I explain this project to you, I just wanted to acknowledge that we're doing this work on the land of the Wadawurrung people in this place that we call Ballarat. We pay our respects to Wadawurrung ancestors and elders past and present. We also pay our respects to Aboriginal community more broadly. We really hope that this app goes some way to helping stop the discrimination that you experience on a daily basis. We all want to feel safe in Ballarat, but sometimes some of us experience discrimination, harassment, and even vilification. So we're capturing anonymous data from you to help us to plan and respond better when people report that they feel unsafe or when they see unsafe behaviours. We want to know if it's a one-off or a bit unusual. We also want to know if it's something that is happening a lot or is the type of thing that will start to make parts of our community to feel like they don't belong or that they're not being respected. We don't want Ballarat to be a place where people feel like it's a normal thing to be discriminated against, to be harassed, or to be vilified for who they are. So when you're in Ballarat, you can now report discrimination, harassment, and vilification via the snapsendsolve app. We also want to be very clear. Discrimination, harassment, and vilification are all illegal, but this app will not connect you to organisations that can help. It is for the purposes of collecting data about these activities only. If the incident you're experiencing is serious or you're in danger, please call emergency services on 000. If you want to get involved in our project and you don't already have the app, you can download a version of snapsendsolve that will work on your phone, and best of all, it's free. When you log into the app, you'll land on your profile page. There's information there for you to explore, but if you want to just get on with it, you can start by pressing Snap. Given that we're trying this app to record new sets of data and the different types of discrimination, harassment, and vilification that people experience, you might not necessarily want to take a photo, but it's also an option. We urge you to be really careful when doing so. You can also report without a photo by clicking Next. As we mentioned earlier, these fields for discrimination, harassment, and vilification are currently geo-locked to the Ballarat local government area. If you report at the time of the incident, the app will automatically pin your location. This data will help us to see where incidents are happening. You can also manually move the location pin that identifies where the incident happened if you've moved away for safety or returned home. Because this project is embedded in the broader snapsendsolve app, you'll need to select Community as the incident type. On the community page, you'll see the three options and our project icon. Here you can select to report discrimination, harassment, or vilification. This can be about your own experience in some cases, but you can also report as a bystander. We really want to put an emphasis on safety, so when you select your community report type, you'll get this information screen. It's to remind you that if you need to report a serious incident, please report it to the police or emergency services via 000. There's also a number of organisations that provide support for when people are in crisis. Please call these helplines and support lines if you need to debrief or reach into a trusted person in your community that you feel safe with. So the way it works across each of the types is that you'll end up on a page with some drop downs to make it really simple for you to record the types of harassment, discrimination, and vilification that you've experienced. We just need you to select the basis that the harassment or vilification or discrimination was based on, the type that it was, and who it happened to in the case of harassment. For discrimination, you'll need to select what type of discrimination it was based on and the type of the discrimination that it was and where it happened. For vilification, again, we have the same drop downs. And again, we go through the protected attributes And we also go through what types of vilification are currently recognised in law. We also want to know who it happened to. Once you've filled in all the drop downs and the text box if you'd like, you're all set. But we just wanted to mention one more thing. You can see here there is a public access switch, which means that anyone can view your report. We suggest for this project that you switch that off. That will mean your report will be kept hidden from other snappers, and this is important if you want your photos and other details to be private. Just to confirm again, we've built the options for reporting against protected attributes because we think having a standard is really important. If there are changes that you might like to suggest that will improve the type of data we're collecting, you should feel free to contact the project team via snap@tinypride.org.au. Some further notes on privacy and data. We expect project partners and participants to take seriously the submission of data for this project. While the aggregate data, or the data that we collect as a group, is all de-identified, there is identifying data underneath that is used to establish your profile. That's taken from your phone and is part of accessing any app as a standard. We just want people to note that the use of this app to pursue false or derogatory accusations will not be tolerated, and we will be pursuing that. So what happens next? We'll be working with organisations and community groups to look at what the data is starting to tell us. This information will be public, and we'll be using it to inform any actions that might be needed to really target those responses and empower people in community groups to be at the centre of what that looks like. What we mean by this is that we want to make sure that impacted communities are deeply consulted about how to respond, and that organisations don't just grab the data and make up their own projects. I think it's really important part of data sovereignty that people are empowered as part of the responses to discrimination, harassment, and vilification. We're really looking forward to seeing what this project delivers, and we hope you are too.